Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. How are you?
Fine, Prabhuji. How are you?
I'm also good.
No one has joined it.
Yeah, so Kaustav Prabhu joined, and then I was waiting that some more people join. And I'll ask again
Okay, Prabhuji.
in the group. That's it.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So last week people joined, or what were the
Yes,
things?
joined. 5 to 6 people were there.
The 5 to 6 people were there. Like they
Yeah,
join on time, or they join late little?
after 5 to 10 minutes, they have joined.
Okay, I'll follow up again in the group.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So, should we start
Hare
now?
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hello.
Hello.
हाँ सर.
चालू करें हम लोग. We can start, correct?
ठीक है सर.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, let's start. Whoever is joining, it's fine. So, till where it's done? Last week,
We have to do 40th one.
48.
40. Neha Vikrama Nashoktya.
Okay. So, let's start. Neha, so, sorry. Let's do Mangalacharan quickly. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो
ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया
ओम
चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं गणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सागनललिता शिवशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्री राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So today we'll start Bhagavad Gita 2.40. So let's recite the sloka. नेहा विक्रमना सो अस्ति
येहा विक्रमनासो वस्ति
प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते
प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते
स्वल्पमस्य धर्मस्य
स्वल्पमस्य धर्मस्य
त्रायते महतो भयात्।
त्रायते महतो भयात्।
Okay, so please read translation.
Okay, Prabhuji. In this endeavor, there is no loss of diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Activity in Krishna consciousness or acting for the benefit of Krishna without expectation of sense gratification is the highest transcendental quality of work. Even a small beginning of such activity finds no impediment, nor can that small beginning be lost at any stage. Any work begun on the material plane has to be completed, otherwise, the whole attempt becomes a failure. But any work begun in Krishna consciousness has a permanent effect, even though not finished. The performer of such work is therefore not at a loss, even if his work in Krishna consciousness is incomplete. 1% is done in Krishna consciousness bears permanent results, so that the next beginning is from the point of 2%, whereas in material activity without a 100% success, 100% success, there is no profit. Ajamila performed his duty in some percentage of Krishna consciousness, but the result he enjoyed in the end was a 100%. By the grace of Lord, there is a nice verse in this connection in Srimad Bhagavad Gita 1.5.17.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Vaktva sadarmam charanabjam hare bhajanna pakot patethado yadi yatra kva vabhadram abhuta mushyakim ko varda apto bhajatam swadharmatha. If someone gives up his occupational duties and works in Krishna consciousness and then falls down on account of not completing his work, what a loss is there on his part? And what can one gain if one performs his material activity perfectly? Or, as the Christians say, What profiteth a man if he gain the whole world yet suffer the loss of his eternal soul? Material activities and their results end with the body, but work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness even after the loss of the body. At least one is sure to have a chance in the next life of being born again as a human being, either in the family of a great cultured Brahman or in a rich aristocratic families that will give one a further chance for elevation. This is the unique quality of work done in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So this is very wonderful sloka actually. The sloka is saying, Neha abhikram nasho asti pratvayo na vidyate. So basically, the section what we are discussing, so here Krishna is going to introduce about Nishkam Karma Yoga. But before introducing Nishkam Karma Yoga, actually, if you remember, so Arjuna had Arjuna has raised multiple reasons why he doesn't want to fight. So the first reason was that, I'm feeling compassionate. I don't feel like, why I don't feel like killing these people because, they are my loved ones. And thus I'm feeling compassionate. And so Krishna in second chapter starts with teaching the Jnana Yoga, wherein Krishna mentions that actually these people are not the bodies. You are connecting yourself with them based on the bodies, but rather they are not the bodies, they are the soul, and the soul never dies. So Krishna, explains the concept of the soul and Jnana Yoga, and thus he urges Arjuna to fight because it's his duty. Now then, second point raised by Arjuna for not fighting was that if I kill these people with whom I'll enjoy, people they put in their efforts with expectation that they'll enjoy with their loved ones, dear ones. So the second point was enjoyment. And so Krishna explained in the second chapter from 2.31 to 2.38, saying that you are a Kshatriya and if you want enjoyment, so you should perform your duty. If you do your duty, then you'll go in the heaven and you'll have better enjoyment. You'll enjoy the heavenly pleasures. Thus, and if you don't fight, you'll create infamy for you, and for a respectable person, infamy is as good as death. So basically, you should fight because you're Kshatriya. And then, if you win, you'll enjoy in this world. And if you don't win, you'll go in, if you die, basically, then you'll go in the heaven and then you'll enjoy that. Rather, if you are not fighting, giving up your duty, so you'll go in the hellish planets. And here also, if you're not fighting, so this Duryodhana is not going to leave you like just for nothing. He is going to, for sure, he's going to create a trouble for you and might possibly he'll kill you anyway. So you should fight. And now Arjuna had third and fourth point that, if I'm killing these people, then I'll incur sin because it's sinful to kill someone. And then fourth point was that if I'm killing these people, their family, particularly the wives and children, they'll somehow lose their family tradition. They won't be able to follow the family tradition. They'll get carried away in some wrong ways and they won't be doing their, family. They won't be following the family traditions. And then thus the forefathers, they'll also suffer in the hellish planets. And they'll also create havoc in the material world. And I've heard from the scriptures that person who is responsible for creating such a havoc or such a disturbing situation for the forefathers and for the future generations, he goes in the hellish planets. So he was like, I'll create sin and I'll have to go to the, hellish planets. Now, Krishna, for this third and fourth question, so he'll try to understand these both questions together. He'll try to explain these both questions or answer for these 2 points raised by Arjuna. And thus he'll introduce the concept of Nishkam Karma Yoga. So Krishna is going to mention that Arjuna, there's something called Nishkam Karma Yoga, wherein if you're performing your duties without getting attached to the result of your work, then you don't create sin. Okay, so basically it's like, if government is telling to kill the country, who might create a problem, for a particular country. It's like, when there is a war, then government orders that you should kill these people, the opposite country military people or the people. And then these people who kill, they get awarded by the government. Okay. But vice versa, if the same military man is killing someone without the government order, then he'll get punished. He might go to jail. If he's killing someone, some citizen or anyone, who is not allowed for him to kill, then he'll create a sin. So Nishkam Karma Yoga, Krishna is going to explain that Nishkam Karma Yoga is, a very specific, thing given, specific, protocol given in the scriptures, wherein if a person is doing his duties by keeping Krishna in the center and without attaching with the results, then he will not create sin. Maybe the work appears to be sinful, but still he won't create sin. Now, so before he presents this philosophy of Nishkam Karma Yoga, Krishna is explaining the benefits of following Nishkam Karma Yoga. So Krishna is mentioning here now, Arjuna has a, he's kind of now very much confused. Now Krishna is telling that Nishkam Karma Yoga is such a powerful thing that even if you want to be able to follow it completely, if you do the Swalpa, Apmasya, like small part of it. Swalpa means a portion of it. Swalpa means a little also. So if you do little, this Nishkam Karma Yoga, so Trayate Mahato Bhayat, you will be saved from the most dangerous type of fear. So in this endeavor, means in the endeavor of performing Nishkam Karma Yoga, there is no loss. There is no loss, okay? So see, sometimes people get confused, that if I'm practicing spirituality and if I'm not able to practice it properly, if I do a part of it, it's a waste of time. Rather, I should enjoy this world and, I should do whatever I'm doing because I'm not suitable to perform completely devotion. The proper yoga and all these things I can't perform properly. So then people give up. Now what Krishna is saying here, Krishna is saying that a little endeavor done on the spiritual path, a little endeavor done on the path of Nishkama Karma Yoga, it gives a greatest protection. Okay. So now Prabhupada explains in this purport very nicely that in the material world, if you are doing some activity, it's like, so student is studying, and suppose you are doing engineering degree or any medical degree. If you are not completing 4 years of education and with the proper marks and everything, then it's kind of failure. So you are incomplete. This whole education is incomplete. But in the spiritual path, a little endeavor done on a spiritual path is also calculated. Now, Prabhupada also mentioned the example of this person, Ajamila, yeah. So he mentioned the Ajamila story, and he says that Ajamila, he was not doing properly devotional service. So he kept his son name Narayana with the suggestion of one sadhu, and thus he was calling his son Narayana, Narayana. But then Krishna, he considered this chanting of his son's name from his mouth as chanting of Krishna's holy name, Narayana, the Lord's holy name. And this Krishna gave him...
This story is there in Kartik Purana.
Correct. This, yeah. And then, at the time of death, when the Yamdutas came, and this person was, scared, and he was calling his child Narayana, Narayana, and then Narayan Dutas, Vishnu Dutas came, and they protected him from the Yamadutas. So the idea is little endeavor, little, thing done on the spiritual path. Krishna considers him, gives it the weightage. Now, one more thing Prabhupada mentions a sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, if a person, there is a thing written here, Taktva Swadharma Charanambujam Hari. If somebody takes the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, Harer Charan, Bhajana Pakko, even if तथा पतेत ततो यदि. Bhajan apakko. Pakka means complete. Apakko means incomplete. Even if it's bhajan, his spiritual practice is incomplete. Apakka. It's like pakka apakka. It's like kacha kind of. So even if he is a kacha devotee, not an appropriate devotional practitioner, tata patet tato yadi. And even if he falls down, whatever, suppose he is doing little, and if he is doing little also, and from the little also he falls down, still, yatra ko vadram abut amushyakim. He's saying that there is nothing lost. Okay, there's nothing lost. So whatever little is done, Krishna gives it the weightage, proper weightage. Okay, so there is no loss. And vice versa, if a person ko vartapo bhajatam sudharma. But if a person is doing his duty but not doing Krishna consciousness, not doing a spiritual path, whatever he has accomplished, everything will be finished. At the time of death, all your arrangement, material settlement, everything will get vanquished, finished. So the spirituality is never lost. Whatever little effort we have done. The story of this also comes in Srimad Bhagavatam, that Gajendra Moksha. So there was this elephant, and he went in the ocean to drink water, and then a river to drink water, and there was lying a crocodile, and the crocodile caught him, and the crocodile was pulling him inside the water, and he was about to die. And that time he could remember the prayers he had chanted in his previous life. The previous life he was actually a king, and somehow he became elephant due to his karma. But then he had chanted some mantras, and for the pleasure for calling the Lord. And then he started chanting those mantras, and he called Vishnu, that my dear Lord, please accept my flower and please help me from this troublesome situation. And then Sank Gada Padmalai Charan Hai Padhare. So it's a very wonderful song also comes. That Lord, he reaches at the place and he kills this crocodile and saves this elephant. Obviously, the crocodile who was killed, the crocodile also achieves the liberation, but parallelly, Krishna, the Vishnu, comes there and he saves this elephant also. So whatever little efforts we are putting it here, the Krishna, he will give appropriate, protection, appropriate, or rather you can say more than what we desire. That kind of protection and favor Krishna will give us. Okay. Anybody's any question? Whatever we discussed till now.
No, Prabhuji.
No question. Okay, let's see next sloka. Vyavashayitmika buddhi.
Doshayitmika buddhi.
Ekaha kuru nandana.
Eka
Nandana
Dana
Bhaushakha hinantascha.
Buddhya
Hanyascha
Buddhayo vyavashayinam.
Buddhayo Vyavasayinam.
Okay, please read translation purport.
those who are in the path.
Yes, Prabhuji, please read.
Should I continue?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of Gurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. A strong faith that Krishna consciousness, one will be elevated to the highest perfection of life, is called
Vyavasayitmika intelligence.
Vyavasai Yathamika intelligence. The Chaitanya Charitatma states, Shraddha Sabde Viswas Kahe Suddhata Nishya Krishna Bhakti Kele Sarv Kram Kirta Haya. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to the material world with obligation to family tradition, humanity, or nationality. Putative activities are engagement of one's reaction from past goods or bad deeds. When one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need no longer endeavor for good result in these activities. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on absolute plane, for they are no longer subject to dualities like good and bad. The highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. The resolute purpose of the person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Vasudeva Sarvam iti sa Mahatma sa Durlava. A person in Krishna consciousness is a rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudeva or Krishna is the root of all manifested causes. As by watering the root of a tree, one automatically distributes water to the leaves and branches. So by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can render the highest service to everyone, namely self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. If Krishna is satisfied by one's action, then everyone will be satisfied. Services in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced under the able guidance of a spiritual master who is bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of a student, who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna, and one should accept the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Srila Vishwanathan Chakravarti Thakur instructs us in this famous prayer for a spiritual master as follows. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado yasasa prasadnama gati kutopi dhyayan tu
Vande
Guru Sri Charnavindam. By satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of the Godhead becomes satisfied. And by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. I should therefore meditate and pray for his mercy 3 times a day, and offer my respectful obedience unto him, my spiritual master. The whole process, however, depends on the perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically, but practically, when there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitative activities. One who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of fruitative acts.
Correct. So this is also sloka is also very powerful. So it's saying that Vyavasaya, Atmika, and Buddhi. So Vyavasaya, Atmika, Buddhi means it's a situation when your occupation, you yourself or your mind and your Buddhi, intelligence, if all these three are in one direction, that's called Vyavasaya, Atmika, Buddhi. Okay. So if your occupation, like your activities, your mind or you, and your intelligence. If all these three are in one direction, okay, then that's called the perfect situation. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekaha kurunandana. When these are same, okay, so you see those who are on this path. So basically, a person who will practice this Nishkam Karma Yoga, so he will have a perfect orientation of his occupation, his mind, and his intelligence. So he'll always be focused in his life. And a person who is not having Vyavashayatmika buddhi, who is avyavashayinam. So those who are not in Krishna consciousness, are not in the Nishkam Karma Yoga path. So Bahushakhayinantasya, his mind will be disturbed in 10 things. Okay. So a person who is Krishna conscious, a person who is Nishkam Karma Yogi, so his life will be very much sorted. He'll be doing some job, and he will be having a controlled mind, and he will be having an intelligence, and all these three will be directed towards Krishna, towards Nishkam Karma Yoga. But a person who is not Krishna consciousness, today is thinking different, tomorrow he'll be thinking different. His intelligence will say this is good, that is good. His mind will say this is good, that is bad. And similarly, his activities would be in some different direction only. Okay. So let's say he'll be like, he would be wanting to do some other activity. Mind will call to do something else. And intelligence will say, no, all these things are bogus. And thus he'll be confused. If you see, many people are confused in their life. And thus, having attained multiple material benefits, still they are unhappy. They are into depression and everything. So now the solution is that we should have our body, mind, everything in the same direction. For that, we should accept some spiritual teacher in our life. And if we follow, we understand the spirituality or scriptures from the spiritual teacher, and if we follow, the scriptures, then our life will be very much, very much sublime. Okay, anybody, any question on this sloka?
No, sir. ठीक.
Okay. So now we'll read these two sloka together. Yamimam puspitam vacham
Yaminam pushpitam vacham
pravadantya vipashitaha
vadanta vipassita
edvadrata partha
vedavadarata partha
nanyadastiti vadinah
nanyadastiti vadinah
कामात्मानः स्वर्गापरा
कामात्मानः स्वर्गापरा
जन्म कर्म फलप्रदाम्
जन्म कर्म फलप्रदाम्
क्रिया विशेषा बहुलाम्
क्रिया
विशेष बहुलाम्
भोगैश्वर्या गतिं प्रति
भोगैश्वर्या
गतिं प्रति.
So now yes, now please read translation. We'll read. Anybody remaining or everybody is done reading? How many people here today?
Yes, just a minute.
Please. Someone else can read here.
Men of a small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to the heavenly planet, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say there is nothing more than this. People in general are are not very intelligent, and due to their ignorance, they are most attached to the fruitive activities recommended in Karma Kand portion of the Vedas. They do not want anything more than the sense gratification proposal for enjoying life in heaven, where wine and women are available and material opulence is very common. In the Vedas, many sacrifices are recommended for elevation to the heavenly planets, especially the Jyotistoma sacrifices. In fact, it is stated that anyone desiring elevation to heavenly planet must perform these sacrifices, and men with poor fund of knowledge think that this is the whole purpose of the Vedic wisdom. It is very difficult for such an inexperienced person to be situated in determined action of Krishna consciousness, as fools are attached to the flower of the poisonous trees without knowing the result of such attraction. Unenlightened men are similarly attracted by such heavenly opulence and sense enjoyment thereof. In the Karma Kanda section, the Vedas, it is said, just a minute. It is said, Apam so amita abhuvam tatha akshayam ha ve chaturmasya yajna sukritam bhavati. In other words, those who perform the 4-month chaturmas penances belonging eligible to drink the som rasa beverage to become immoral and happy forever. Even on this earth, some are very eager to have som ras to become strong and fit to enjoy sense gratification. Such persons have no faith in liberation from material bondage, and they are very much attached to the pompous ceremonies of the Vedic sacrifices. They are generally sensual and they do not want anything other than heavenly pleasure of life. It is understood that there are gardens called Nanda Kanan in which there is good opportunity for association with angelic, beautiful women and having profuse supply of somarasa wine. Such bodily happiness is certainly sensual. Therefore, there are those who are purely attached to such material, temporary happiness as Lord of the material world.
So now, Yamimam Puspitam Vacham. So now, see, so basically now Krishna is actually answering the fourth question raised by Arjuna here in this particularly this sloka. So Arjuna told that I've learned from the scriptures that a person is responsible for the destruction of the family tradition suffers in hell. Now Krishna is telling here that see Arjuna, Vedas has multiple things, and Vedas talks about flowery words, and generally avipaschita, people with a poor fund of knowledge. So yam imam puspitam vacham. So Vedas that talks about very flowery words, and a person who is having a small knowledge, he or she gets attracted towards those flowery words. So and what is mentioned there? So the Veda generally talks about karma, kam matmana, so sense gratification like swarga prapti, swarga para, janma karma phala pradam. So if you do this activity, you will get this birth. If you do this activity, you will go in swarga. If you do these activities, then you will have good next life. You'll get bhoga, you'll get sense enjoyment. So Vedas has multiple things. So now, so basically Vedas and people generally who are not very much spiritually elevated, they get confused in the Vedas and they think that Vedas has this only. So it's they say that there is nothing more than this. So Vedas has multiple topics. So what topic you are saying, Arjuna? That is just a part of the Vedas. But Vedas, and generally the people with less intelligence, they get attracted towards this section of Vedas which talks about Karma Kanda, which talks about which talks about like having achieving heavenly planets, achieving good birth in next life, achieving some opulence and power and sense gratification. Okay, so actually Krishna is starting to explain Arjuna that Arjuna, what you are saying that scriptures has said this, scripture has mentioned this. These are all okay, but there's something higher to the scripture, which also I'll tell you. Okay. Any question or doubt? Can we go to next sloka? Can we do 2.44?
You,
Yes, Prabhuji.
भोग ऐश्वर्य पशक्तानां
भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां
दया अपहृत चेतसां
तया अपीतचेतसां
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि
समाधो न विधीयते.
प्रमादो विद्यते न विद्यते.
Now please read translation purpose. Somebody else read who has not read. Hare Krishna.
बोलो प्रभु जी.
हाँ बोल.
In this mind of those who are too attached to the sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, their resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Samadhi means fixed mind. The Vedic dictionary, the Nirukati says, Samyag adhyayate adhyayate ismina atma tattva yathat mayam. When the mind is fixed for understanding the self, it is said to be a samadhi. Samadhi is never possible for the person interested in material sense enjoyment and bewildered by such temporary things. They are more or less condemned by the process of material energy.
Yes. So it's saying that so having explained when Lord explained Arjuna that see Arjuna, Vedas has multiple things. But then people with less intelligence, they get attracted towards that section of Vedas which talks about sense gratification in the tripti. And a person who is prashaktanam, who is too much attached to this sense gratification, samadhavana vidiyate. भोग ऐश्वर्य प्रशक्तानां तया अपहृत चेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि samadho na vidiyate. And a person who is not having so and who are bewildered by such the resolute determination for devotional service, so his mind won't be fixed. Okay, so basically Krishna is telling Arjuna that Arjuna, so whatever you mentioned, that is right, but there's something higher to this. But a person who is not, which attached to this lower knowledge given in the scriptures, like about sense gratification, a person who is too much attached to this, he can't be elevated to the Nishkam Karma Yoga. Okay, so that is the in short summary of this sloka. Now let's read this sloka. Tre gunya vishaya veda
Trigunya Vishaya Veda
Nistraya Gunyo Bhavarjuna.
Nitre Gunne Bhava Arjuna
Nirdvando Nitya Sattvasto.
Nirdando Nitya Sattvasto
Niryogakshema Atma.
Niryoshema Atmanam.
Yes, please read translation purpose.
Translation.
Yeah.
The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. All material activities involve action and reaction in the three modes of material nature. They are meant for fruitive results, which cause bondage in the material world. The Vedas deal mostly with fruitive activities to gradually elevate the general public from the field of sense gratification to a position on the transcendental plane. Arjun, as a student and the friend of Lord Krishna, is advised to raise himself to the transcendental position of Vedanta philosophy, where in the beginning there is a Brahma Gyan,
Jigyasa.
Brahma Jigyasa, or question on the supreme transcendence. All the living entities who are in material world are struggling very hard for existence. For them, the Lord, after creation of material world, gave the Vedic wisdom advising him how to live and get rid of the material entanglement. When the activity of sense gratification, namely the karma kanda chapter, are finished, then the chance of spiritual realization is offered in the form of Upanishads, which are the part of different Vedas, as Bhagavad Gita is a part of fifth Ved, namely the Mahabharata. The Upanishad mark the beginning of transcendental life. As long as the material body exists, there are action or reaction in the material mode. One has to learn tolerance in the face of dualities such as happiness and distress, or cold and warm, and by tolerating such dualities, become free from anxiety regarding gain and loss. The transcendental position is active in full Krishna consciousness when one is fully dependent on the goodwill of Krishna.
So now, so Krishna is saying, Trigunya Vishaya Veda. Arjuna, this Veda, it has three gunas, Sattva gun, Raja gun, Tama gun. So Trigunya, Nistrigunya Bhava Arjuna. So there is a section in the Vedas which talks about, happiness in the different modes. Sattvic Sukha, Rasik Sukha, Tamsik Sukha. Sattvic suffering, Rasik suffering, Tamsik suffering. So Arjuna, you become transcendental to these three modes. So, and in these three modes, they will talk about sense gratification only. Okay. So, Urdham Gacchandi Sattvastha, Madhya Tishtanti Rajasa, Jaganya Guna Vittasta, Adho Gacchandi Tamasa. So now, scriptures talks about that people are in the mode of goodness, they'll go to the Swarga. People in the mode of passion, they'll remain in this material world. And people who are, in ignorance, they'll go to hellish planets. Now, scriptures talks about, these scriptures has majority section of Karma Kanda, which talks about these three gunas. Okay, Arjuna, you become Nishtraya Gunya. You just transcend these three gunas, and you be free from all dualities and this from all anxieties of gain and safety, and thus you be established in the self. Like understand that you are not the body, the soul, and you get ready to perform Nishkam Karma Yoga. Okay. Yes. So yeah, we'll read this as the last sloka. यावनर्थावदापाने
यावान् अर्थ उत्थाने
सर्वथा संप्लुतोदके
सर्वथा संप्लुत उदके
तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु
तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु
ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः
ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः.
Now somebody else please read translation. Who is remaining in reading? Who will not read?
Should I continue? If anybody is not,
Dr. Costa, you want to read? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So you will read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. All purposes served by a small whale can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served. One knows the purpose behind them. Purpose. The rituals and sacrifices mentioned in the Karma Kanda division of the Vedic literature are meant to encourage gradual development of self-realization. And the purpose of self-realization is clearly stated in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 15:15. The purpose of studying the Vedas is to Lord Krishna, the primeval cause of everything. So self-realization means understanding Krishna and one's eternal relationship with him. The relationship of the living entities with Krishna is also mentioned in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 15.7. The living entities are parts and parcels of Krishna. Therefore, revival of Krishna consciousness by the individual living entity is the highest perfectional state of Vedic knowledge. Confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam 33:7 as follows. Patasva pachoto variyan
Yajjivagre Vatutum Namatam
tepas tapasa te
Naam Tubhyam.
was Arya unable to understand. Brahmanu Charana Nama Grantiyete. Oh my Lord, a person who is chanting your name, although born of a low family, like that of Chandala, dog eater, situated on the highest platform of self-realization. Such a person must have performed all kinds of penances and sacrifices according to Vedic rituals and studied the Vedic literatures many times after taking his birth in all the holy places of pilgrimage. Such a person is considered to be the best of the Aryan family. So one must be intelligent enough to understand the purpose of the Vedas without being attached to the rituals only, and must not desire elevated to the heavenly kingdoms of a better quality of sense gratification. It is not possible for common man in this age to follow all the rules and regulations of the Vedic rituals, nor it is possible to study all of the Vedanta and Upanishads thoroughly. It requires much time, energy, knowledge, and resources to execute the purposes of the Vedas. This is hardly possible in this age. The best purpose of Vedic culture is served, however, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, as recommended by Lord Chaitanya, the deliverer of all fallen souls. When Lord Chaitanya was asked by a great Vedic scholar, uh, Prakashananda,
Nanda Sarkar.
why the Lord was chanting the holy name of the Lord like a sentimentalist instead of studying Vedanta philosophy. The Lord replied that his spiritual master had found him to be a great fool and thus asked him to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. He did so and became ecstatic like a madman. In this age of Kali, most of the population is foolish and not adequately educated to understand the Vedanta philosophy. The best purpose of Vedanta philosophy is served by inoffensively chanting the holy name of the Lord. Vedanta is the last word in Vedic wisdom, and the author and the knower of the Vedanta philosophy is Lord Krishna himself. And the highest Vedantist, the great soul, takes pleasure chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is the ultimate purpose of all Vedic mysticism. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now this is very wonderful, sloka. Here, this sloka is saying that. So Krishna is saying that, see, Arjuna, try to understand about the Vedas. Okay. So now he is giving an example that if suppose you have a small well and a reservoir of hot water. Once you have the reservoir of water, then you don't need the small well. Okay. It's like that, you have a 500 rupees note. If you have a 500 rupees note, that means you have 100 rupee note also, even though it's not physically visible in 500 and 100 rupee note. But if you have 500 rupee note, that means you have 500 rupees. That means you have the 100 rupee also. That means a purpose which requires 100 rupees can be solved if you have 500 rupees. Similarly, if a person knows what is the goal of the Vedas, what is the purpose of the Vedas, then so all the purpose of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. So basically, that's what Krishna is explaining here. Arjuna, see, Vedas are multiple things. Vedas are multiple things. Most of the people, they get attached towards the Karma Kanda section. Which talks about, you should do this activity, you'll get the Swarga, you should do this activity, you'll get, good, merits. Okay, the merits can be in terms of good birth in the next life, or it can be, having some material opulences in this world, so that you can enjoy. But then Arjuna, Vedas has, a different section which talks about which is superior to these, and you should get out from this small thinking which is under the three modes of material nature, and so transcend yourself to the teaching of the Vedas, which is more sublime, or which is the ultimate expectation of Krishna. Now he is saying here that Arjuna, see, if you follow Nishkam Karma Yoga, if you practice Nishkam Karma Yoga, that means, all these small things are easily followed. I mean, that if Krishna is saying here that if you are doing Nishkam Karma Yoga, that means you have practiced all the teachings of the Vedas. That's why he's giving example here. That if you have the reservoir of water, then you don't need to be worried about where is well, where is not the well. If you have 500 rupees note, so not be worried about 10 rupee note, 20 rupee note, or 100 rupee note, because you have 500 rupee note. Similarly, if you practice Krishna consciousness, if you practice Nishkam Karma Yoga, That means you have practiced every teaching given in the Vedas. Okay, so this Krishna is saying that Arjuna, you are thinking that Vedas is giving teaching, when Vedas are saying that if you kill these people, their family traditions will be destroyed and you will incur sin for doing so. That is not the complete understanding. Okay, rather, if you are following Nishkam Karma Yoga, then what will happen? You have followed all the teachings of the Vedas. The teaching which you are talking about, Arjuna, that teaching is a portion of the Vedas which is called Karma Kanda. So now I'm going to teach you something higher, that Nishkam Karma Yoga. Having done that, you would be considered a person who has followed and practiced all the teachings given in the scriptures. Okay, so we'll end today. If anybody has any question, you can ask. So it's like, Krishna is pushing Arjuna, or Krishna is explaining Arjuna the importance of Nishkam Karma Yoga. Now in the next lecture, Krishna will discuss, and next sloka Krishna will explain what is Nishkam Karma Yoga, how one should Nishkam Karma Yoga, and then further Krishna will again give more understanding and more benefits of performing Nishkam Karma Yoga. Okay, anyone has any questions, you can ask, or else we'll end up today's class. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any question? We are very small group, so you can ask questions. If you have any points to add on, you can add on also. Vaishali Mataji, Ghiram Prabhuji, Nagrani Mataji, Kosta Prabhu, Tilsinaji, anything you want to add?
Nothing, Prabhuji.
Was it clear? Like,
Yeah, it's clear. No questions from my side.
thank you. Okay, so we'll end the class. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि शिवगौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Kaustubh Prabhu, you are from where?
I'm from Mumbai.
You're from Mumbai.
Yes, I am from Kandivali, Charpur.
Kandivali. We discussed once, na? Yeah, Kandivali Charpur. Now you are which doctor, Prabhuji?
I am a homeopathic doctor. I am at Charkop. I am having my clinic at Charkop, Sector 2.
Today I came to Mahavir Nagar and all those sites for donations. Next week we have Rath Yatra.
So I can accompany you whenever you want. I am interested in Harinam Sankirtan. So people who are interested in, I am ready to join for Sankirtan for any of the
So next Sunday we have Rath Yatra in Bhinder.
Next Sunday Rath Yatra at Bhinder. Okay. At what time it will be? So
it'll start at 4, and this Rath Yatra, along with a group of 1,000 devotees, 1,000 to 5,000 devotees, it'll roam throughout Bhinder. So it'll start from Maxis Mall, very famous place in Bhinder, and then it'll go through police station and then Station Road 60 till 90 feet, and it'll come back to Maxis Mall again. So there'll be like very wonderful devotees would be coming, doing kirtan, chanting Harinam Sankirtan, and then after 7 onwards, there will be stage program. There will be lecture. There will be kids performing drama and dance on the stage, and then interaction with the visitors, and then prasadam, dinner prasadam for everyone. So I mentioned in few groups also, there will be around
Yes, yes, I had
8,000
seen
people.
that. Yes, today
in the
only I had
chanting
seen
group.
chanting group.
So
This Bhakti Shastri course is going on from 6 to 9 every Saturday and Sunday
you're doing from where?
Mayapur Institute.
Mayapur. Okay. Very nice.
Mayapur Institute.
So try, like, see, actually you can come in afternoon also. Like, we will be there
Afternoon
from
I
morning
can.
only. There will be afternoon prasadam also.
Okay.
It will be
So I
at
can join
around
in the afternoon and I can leave by 5 o'clock or before that, 4:30.
Yeah,
I can
correct.
leave.
When the Rath Yatra starts, then you can leave. That will be also
Okay.
fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
then I
please,
will
please,
join.
yeah, please come, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes.
Hare Krishna. And Prabhuji, you are coming to this Shimpoli, na? Every day your office is there, na?
Yeah, correct.
Yes, you
Correct.
said previously.
Yeah, Chikkuvadi.
Chikwadi. Yes.
Yeah. The Vitti school is there, Vitti International School.
VT school, yes, I know. That is
Near,
just very close to Charkop only. Very
yeah, very
near to
close.
Charkop.
Around 2 kilometers from Charkop, I think. Or less
No,
than that
just that
also.
from VT just 100 meters away is Charkop. My place is 2 kilometers, but just crossing that will come. One can come to Charkop.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, Sushil Sinha ji, you're from where?
From Patna, sir.
Patna. Very nice. My sasural is in Ara.
Oh, Ara.
Yeah. I
I was
came
in Patna, sir. I was in Bombay in Nerul for 12 years.
Now you stay in Patna.
And now I am settled in Patna now.
So when I came to this Ara, so I visited Patna. From Patna, I went to that Madhubani, and then from
Madhubani,
there,
yes.
so Madhubani, there was one devotee. So his son had this Mundan, so we went there from Madhubani. So I think we had booked the ticket from Darbhanga, I guess. But then the train got missed, and then we caught the train from Samastipur. So like the whole Bihar, we roamed here and there. But nice to know, like if next time I'm going there to Ara, then I'll try.
Most welcome, sir. Most welcome in Patna, sir.
Patna is very wonderful temple. ISKCON temple.
ISKCON temple.
Yeah, very nice.
Most welcome, sir. Tell me when you will come, inform me, sir.
Yeah. We have, we had when I was working in college, we had one madam, this Sumita ma'am. So she was like her her mom and everybody, they belong from Patna, and they were Sinha only. And she was like, every Sinha, my relative, they are either in some government like IAS and this that, and everybody is like well settled in Sinha only. Yeah. But now she is married to South Indian, so her surname changed. Yeah. ठीक है. Nagrani Mataji, so I know. Nagrani Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, I know you. So when you were coming Ayodhya, you mentioned May, na?
June, Prabhuji.
June you are coming. May I am visiting Ayodhya.
Oh,
Second May, I think I will be in Ayodhya.
Oh, okay. I'm starting
second
here on the 10th. I'll be there in Hyderabad on 12th. So
12 June.
Yeah, in June.
Achha.
Yeah, that's 1 week or 10 days program we have planned.
I think June I'll be in Mumbai. If you're coming Mumbai side, then you can visit
Yes,
temples.
yeah.
I can arrange in ISKCON temples some room or something.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. ठीक है गीरम माता जी और प्रभु जी गीरम प्रभु जी वैशाली माता जी they're not audio active I guess no problem so we'll end the class today Hare Krishna thank you very much for joining Hare Krishna I'm ending the class okay Hare Krishna